So we have Ms. Alicia as the Chief Strategy Officer of Havas Group for Southeast Asia and North Asia. Welcome to our bus.
Welcome. It's so nice to be here.
Awesome. Yeah.
And this was what I was observing. What I was supposed to expect. Business look, not business look. I am this kind of things that interest me a lot. Because this is my job. I have to understand people.
Yes, ini dia. Oppal.
Positive bangga.
Hey! Alright, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, semua penonton Oppal di luar sana. Kembali lagi di Oppal X APMF. We got Buzzperience Podcast di Nusa Dua, Bali. Ya biasanya di Jalanan Sudirman gitu kan. Sekarang ya jarang-jarang lah kita bakal main di Bali dulu nih. Dan buat hari ini kita punya seorang yang sangat spesial sekali. Her name is pretty hard to announce, so I am going to try and not butcher her name. Her name is Alicja Cybulska.
Right.
Am I correct?
Right.
Okay, so we have Ms. Alicia as the Chief Strategy Officer of Havas Group for Southeast Asia and North Asia. Welcome to our bus.
Welcome. It's so nice to be here.
Awesome. So is this your first time in APMF?
Yes.
Oh, it is. How has it been? How has it been treating you?
It is, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's like a different world. We don't have these huge venues like you have here.
Okay.
So one thing is the size. Second thing that impressed me is the technology, preparation, colors, music. It's like a show. I just love it.
Awesome. I was just in your session as well. What did you expect before you came on stage and what did it actually deliver?
Well, being on the stage is not a novelty for me. What I was looking for is seeing the local people, the marketers, the business people, who will come, how they will look like. I do strategy, so I actually have to understand people.
Okay.
So I am interested in people, right? Partners, marketers.
Yeah.
And this was what I was observing. What I was supposed to expect. Business look, not business look. I am this kind of things that interest me a lot because this is my job. I have to understand people.
Yeah. So I guess you break down a lot of things, isn't it? As a strategist.
Oh yes.
Right?
I am actually passionate about the cultural differences because in advertising, what you observe so often is that global brands come to some country like Asia and they just introduce their global campaign, which makes no sense. So what I hope to do is to work with the global brands, our big clients, to make them realize that communication is much more effective if you use local language, local insight, local understanding.
Okay.
And that is why I came here and I study the cultural differences with huge passion.
Wow. So you've been observing pretty much. You've been observant
constantly.
of APMF, definitely. So how has it been so far since you've been here?
So far, first of all, when I landed and get out from the airport, I have to tell you that first thing I did, I smiled.
Oh, you smiled. Okay.
Because the nature, the beauty, the air, and the people are so polite. It's so unique place here.
Okay.
So it was a long day after me, but I went out of the airport and I just smiled. And later there were just positive impressions with people, with the organization, with people helping me.
Okay.
It's you feel like treated like a special guest, but with very special.
Wow.
With Asian hospitality.
Asian hospitality. That is amazing. So it's been, we've been actually doing APMF for the whole day here, right? And which part did you think was most impactful to you as in the event?
Well, this is like half a day behind us. So first of all, I got lost in all the corridors.
Okay.
So
Such a huge
in the morning,
place,
But then I think that, for example, for me, what is again interesting is how viewers listeners, how they react to what I say.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, for example, this relationship with the viewers is so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've been for now on the big stage, so
Okay.
I've heard the Shama, the Zenith
Yeah.
owner, and I've heard the artist, that
Mhm.
the names, the
Mhm.
names
Mhm.
difficult, and I've heard now Nielsen presentation,
Yeah.
and now as a TikTok presentation, and actually, I'm so keen on TikTok because TikTok is
Mhm.
a huge cultural revolution.
Mm.
This is a treasure
Mhm.
for sociologists.
Wow.
You can have it's like a library of
Okay.
new culture.
Wow.
So
I mean, this is something like when I talk about TikTok, I'm talking about dancing. I'm talking about comedy.
no,
I'm talking about now. This is sociologist. What is this?
I can tell you
Mhm.
real examples. Do
Okay.
you know that TikTok algorithms recognize ADHD
Wow.
better than doctors?
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. So because TikTok is built in a way that it
Mhm.
awards you for
Mhm.
what you like to
Mhm.
watch and
Mhm.
what you are interested to watch,
Mhm.
not who you follow,
Okay.
like other social media, but
Ah.
what you personally like.
Yes.
The algorithm goes so good
Uh-huh.
that it actually predicts your psychological profile, and this is totally unused.
Wow.
And then dancing. Okay,
Mhm.
dancing
Yeah.
was a start.
Yeah.
But now Gen Z is fragmenting into subcultures
Mm.
on TikTok.
Really?
You have something like pink goth, gothic,
Yeah.
pink gothic,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever, MAGA or something.
Yeah.
Subcultures in the culture.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating.
You looking at that, right? You're looking at
Yeah.
this trend in Gen Zs and all these things. What does that mean to you, and how would that be incorporated into what brands or maybe like people like me, marketeers, or that can actually learn from that?
Well, if marketers would not think
Mm-hmm.
that TikTok is only about dancing,
Mm-hmm.
well, they could use the tool to speak the language of the target.
Mm.
If you speak if you want to talk to Gen Z,
Mm-hmm.
you would probably not do a TV spot.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because it's not interactive, it's boring, it's not where they are. They are on social media.
Okay.
They are on TikTok and they trust TikTok. Because
Okay.
even advertising on TikTok is very natural, right?
Mhm.
It's very native.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, what I take from these kind of insights is that
Mhm.
I try to understand what stands behind our future target. What is
Yeah.
the motivation? Why they do what they do?
Mhm.
Why they are on TikTok? What do
Mhm.
they look for? And why? Because I want to understand their language, their thinking, their needs. Because brands actually should offer you a benefit that
True.
you look for.
True.
So you should understand
Mhm.
what they are looking for, right?
Mm.
So we use it not only as a medium, but also the language,
Mhm.
the cultural background. It's many things that you can build on, many things, and educate marketers.
Man, that's crazy, man. Straight from a strategist out of Havas group, definitely. If actually, let's not talk about the strategy for a little bit,
Okay.
because I want to talk a bit about, I don't know, is this a hobby or is it what you do? So I was on LinkedIn, right, and you're actually the official photographer for a Polish eventing team of Tokyo Olympics 2020. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been in Tokyo.
Wow. So talk a little bit about that. What's happening in there?
Well, it's 15 years of my work, so it's not that short talk, like in a podcast, but I have to tell you that I'm so proud.
Yeah.
It is combined with my daughter, who is an athlete and who was an athlete representing Poland
Okay.
in Tokyo 2020
Okay.
as an eventer. Eventing is equestrian triathlon. So
Okay.
it's a dressage, jumping, and cross country.
Mm.
And actually, we were developing this sport passion of my daughter for last 15 years.
Yeah.
And I was doing everything, driving
Mhm.
horses, paying, of course,
Mhm.
and also being head manager, whatever. And in the meantime, when this competition takes 3 days,
Mhm.
4 days, well, I want to do something, right? I like to I like to record what is happening. So I developed into being a sports photographer by myself. I started a social media of Polish eventing team.
Wow.
And then I went to Tokyo with my daughter.
That's crazy. So
great.
it's just a great way to spend time with your daughter at the same time doing something productive, right?
Yeah, and actually Tokyo was beginning of my coming here, because when I went there, I said, oh no, I want to move there.
Okay, to Asia. That's amazing. That's amazing. So I was also in your talks as well. So let's talk a bit about what you were talking about on stage. Right?
Okay.
It was about winner takes all, social responsibility, profitable as a brand strategy or not. Social responsibility. Usually it's just CSR, money being put out.
This is a problem.
Yeah. Is that a problem for you? Or it's like, well, how do you view that?
It is. Because like I just mentioned with the target group, whenever there is no real understanding of the tool or the activity, then we treat it like a secondary, executions.
Okay.
As long as you treat it as an addition to marketing, then it's wasted. It's wasted, right?
Okay.
So we have to understand that the time when we are trying to push our product and just build sales without giving people anything, it's already over. Good product now is a must-have. I understand that in some parts of Indonesia, as a developing country, you still have low-quality products, that sell, right? It was the same in Poland. But during last 15 years, those brands that invested in social activity, but not in talking like everybody, no greenwashing, but they started to align with their strategy. They started from actions, walk the walk, not only talk the talk.
Okay.
So what I was today presenting was a real case study of my client that I worked with for 12 years. 12 years? Yes, last 12 years, and the client is still with Havas in Poland.
Yeah.
And their journey from being a cheap discounter, like a very cheap product, last comer to the Polish market, to being the most important retailer brand, not only for Poles, but for wealthy people.
Wow. So it's a 180-degree switch, pretty much.
It's like, and then why? They did everything through these 15 years, first time on the market. Every activity was against category. All categories were saying, well, it's about price. We are selling chicken for X and Y, right?
Yeah.
And they said, no. When people don't like to cook, then they won't buy food for cooking, right? So let's teach them how to cook, how to have fun, how to eat healthy, and grow with them, right?
Yes.
And they did. And during last, how many years? 13, their net profit grew 4 times.
4 times.
They were growing every year together with COVID, double digit, like 24%, 32%, and the average on the market growth was 7 or 9 or 8.
Wow, that's amazing. So pretty much that was because they were aligned with their social responsibility. They were aligned with everything like there. Yeah.
It is because their changes, the changes they introduced, this social responsibility, had existed in their products. So in this meaning, when they offered me as a client every week 2 recipes for cheap dinner for my family that I could cook in 30 minutes and I would pay for all ingredients, maximum €4, this is a benefit for me.
Yeah.
And I find every ingredient in one store. This makes my life easier, right? And then if they decrease the number of salt and sugar in their own product, this is a benefit for me because I will become healthier, right? So you know what I mean? They created real benefits.
Real benefits,
Real benefits. Not only talking, let's hire a woman 50 plus and then that's it. And this is only, PR.
Yeah, I guess, walking the walk pretty much.
Walking the walk, but also the connection. Take a look at this. Very often retailers are just pushing their products and quarreling on who has the cheapest product, right? And they first noticed their, the brand, the little, they noticed the people,
Mm-hmm.
they invested in understanding their problems, and they started to give you solutions.
Wow.
So it's a real meaningful change in your life, and this is the way of investment of the future. Because
Nice.
Indonesia, Asia, the single problem of environment within 5 years, 75% of the costs of environmental changes will be in Asia. 75%.
Yeah, I guess that's why, again, as you were saying before, the values, the product, it needs to speak, not just speak, but also be impactful to people and to their mission, pretty much, right?
People are tired of empty words. Last 5 years, the amount of publishing about sustainable, solutions grew by 4%. Right, the number of PR, but 70% of that was about advertising, guys. Advertising. So it's only words.
It's
just
only words,
producing more words and more words. So 71% of Asian people are tired of these empty words.
I guess, they want something to change, or not even change, but, some benefit to the consumer.
The
pretty much.
real one,
the
like
real
a
people.
real relationship. And I actually don't understand why so much of business doesn't see the opportunity in that. Because you can get your money, you can get your benefits, but still do something that is useful and meaningful.
Nice.
I don't understand why they don't want to understand that it's because the issue is that when you will invest and you will be first in your category that will treat this seriously, and you will invest in aligning it in a long-term strategy together with changing your products, your way of organizing and producing. The winner takes it all. This was the case of Lidl in Poland. They were first, so now they are absolute leader.
Just killing it.
Just killed all the others, and now the others try to catch up. They are copying it, but they are already secondary.
Yes,
too.
yes. Because again, investing in this type of form needs a long time, right? As you said, it's a long-term investment, but when it pays off, you just kill everything.
Yeah, but
pretty much.
long term is 10 years.
Yeah.
In my time when I was young, 10 years was not that long.
It's not
time.
that long, yeah.
Today, 2 years is a long time. But short term is now in marketing and communication is actually the biggest problem that we face.
Nice, man. This is very insightful. Thank you so much for not just giving us on stage, but even hammering it a lot more in our podcast today. Definitely in Oppal and APMF. As I guess this is the closing question, which is like, in this digital era, what the most successful brand communication you think is pretty much that, of giving real impact to real people, pretty much.
Well, the single word is integrated around where consumers are and what is important for them. Because we in marketing, we like to split everything in pieces.
Okay.
Offline, online, digital, non-digital, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We are human beings. It is our life, and media are around us. And it doesn't matter if it's digital or not digital. The thing is about insight, about understanding each other. Everything starts and ends with human being, not in medium, right? You have to know the person, find the person, and convince the person.
Yeah.
So you need to look at people.
Yeah. As we go back to my first question was like, what do you do? Well, you observe pretty much. And, I guess we got a lot more observant about, people and everybody that's around us. Thank you so much for your time. Definitely. How has it been producing a podcast in Oppal Buzz Studio?
I just love it. Can you hire me, guys?
I won't have a job then, Definitely, man. But thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you so much.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, itu dia. Jadi buat yang udah ngobrol-ngobrol barengan sama kita dari tadi, it's been such an amazing journey barengan sama Alicia di sini. She gave us a lot of insights. Thank you again. Alright, kita di Oppal X APMF Buzzperience Podcast di Nusa Dua Bali. Jangan lupa buat nge-follow semua social media kita dari Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere. Langsung aja di multi-platform kita di Oppal_ID. Yes, ini dia Oppal.
Positif bangga.
Hey, let's go!